All right, now we're going to make a full screen background image via Bootstrap. Now here I have an image and I have it and there's nothing else on the page. We're actually going to take this idea, place the image talking to the HTML tag, believe it or not, and then we're going to find one of our navigations and place it on the top as a sticky navigation, and then go in and using hopefully the comments that you have from the video on the navigation style.css document, you'll be able to go in and figure out how to change the color for your website to make it, more presentable to certain colors and design of your website on your sticky nav. So this is what it's going to look like. If I go into Atom, I'm going to have you always start with a template. And so basically a template is, let's get everything here. Full BG. Okay, so basically a template is something like this, okay? And again, I always want you to grab maybe a Bootstrap template. Now the thing is, if you grab something from getbootstrap.com, which is the site that has all the Bootstrap 3 stuff, you're able to grab something they call the template. Now they have something in the body, and it usually has an H1 tag, and it says something. Anyways, you have to kind of delete that. Notice I have comments for a nav and the closing of the nav right here, and then I also have comments of where the main page is going to start. Okay, so I'm going to leave the nav section alone. Again, the main thing is you want to go down here under the title and you want to link. Now I have comments that say Bootstrap Core CSS, and you're going to do a link. Sorry. And you're on the web page. So remember the web page in the same location as that CSS folder, and it's bootstrap.min.css. And that's going to link to the Bootstrap file. And then we're also going to link to we have eventually a nav style, but we're also going to link to a custom little web page we're going to make. And so I'm going to say link rel equals, again, it's going to say, hey, where this web page is, there's a folder called CSS. Go inside of it and link to full bg.css. Oops, only two S's. And right there. Okay, so now I'm going to go in the body. Now here's comments to place the navigation at the end. Okay, but here's the main part of the page comments right here. And these comments, I can't stress enough how important and how simple they are to write, but they really make a lot of sense, showing where you stop and start things, where divs open up, where divs close, because it can get really confusing really fast. So here's the main part of the page. We're in the body, and I'm going to make a div. Div class equals container, just to have it. Now I have to close it, hit the return key a couple times and close the div, and then make a comment with the angle bracket, exclamation mark, and two dashes, and say closing of container, something like that. I'm going to save it. Okay, now that's all I'm going to do on the HTML. And remember at the bottom we have, here's the script to find the jQuery file online, and here's also the script that is the Bootstrap JS file. And again, remember there's a folder right where this web page is that says JS, and we're going inside of that and finding this file and loading it. Okay? All right, so we're all set to go. Now I'm going to go and I'm actually going to find or start this full BG file. So I'm going to go in Atom, I'm going to go File, New, and again, you're going to save it. So what I like to do is, here's a new document, and it's untitled. See, it's untitled right here. It has no idea what in the world's going on. So let me call this. I'll call it full BG2. Now again, you're going to be calling yours full BG. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I'm going to go File, Save. Okay, now here's my web page. I'm going to go in the CSS, and again, we're going to make one up. Full, and for me, it's going to be full BG2. For you, it's going to be full BG, and it's going to be just a simple CSS file. Okay, and notice it's being stored in the CSS folder. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our web page all the way up here, and here is our HTML tag. And notice that I have a class name for the HTML tag called full. So this is going to make this work. We're going to talk to full and place the background image there. So what we're doing is, let me just kind of go. So right here, let me get rid of these right here. So right here is that class name we've given the HTML tag, okay? And notice that we're placing the background image, and we're telling it, this URL says, hey, I want to place something there, and the URL is basically saying, hey, in the parentheses, here's how to get to it. So this, every time you see this URL, you'll see parentheses here, and inside of it is a way to go from this CSS file to this image so the computer can find it. And this .. means, hey, we're in a folder right now called CSS. I want to get out of this folder, go up a level, and up at that level is a folder called img. Go inside of it and find a file called bgfull.jpg and then load it. This means that we're not going to repeat it, and it's going to be centered. Okay, centered height, center width, and fixed. It's not going to move. And then this right here, WebKit background-size, these are little scripts, and this is for Safari. Anytime you see WebKit, that means Safari. And anytime you see Moz, that means Firefox. Okay? So that just says background size cover both for the Firefox and for Safari. Now here's the trick. I'm going to place a background image using the HTML tag, but also notice I'm talking to the body. Oops. I'm talking to the body right here, and notice I'm saying background : none. So by default, if I don't do that, typically the other image won't show up. This image using the HTML tag won't show up. So I'm just going to take away the background on the body, the whole page. Okay? So if you do that, and now this is just coloring my text here, and this is a way to, again, color the text, but also Bootstrap the word lead, the class word lead, basically changes the font so it's nice and clean, a little bit larger, it's easier to read. Okay? So you should have something, again, if it's all set up, you should have something like that. So see if you can make that happen, and call me over if you can't. And that is the beginning. Thank you.